Good evening, good evening, good evening. I am Sentient Dessert. Welcome to my channel. I really had no idea what I was going to be doing today. I it's been kind of a busy couple days, so I haven't been able to focus on things as well as I normally do. Plans that had been in the work. Um, I wanted to do a video of Aura Kingdom's um, awakening section, the quests to let you break into level 100. And I discovered very shortly after attempting to start the quest that not only it's mostly a ploy to get you to purchase some of the boosts that they have in the game. Um, Not saying that it's not doable without that. Um, you just enter into a place that has boss monsters that are stronger than like the 5-person hard versions of the bosses in other uh uh, sorry about that. The other in the 5-person dungeons, the hard mode of that, the bosses in those are easier than the bosses that you fight in, at least the first boss that you fight in the Awakening challenge. And on top of that, you are dealing with a very profound hamstring as well. It's like -30 to all stats in addition to specific things being dropped. Like I lose about 80,000 damage going in there. So it's going to be a while before I can finish that video. Um, Kind of wanting to try a few other things out, such as 7 Days to Die. I saw a friend playing that, and I'm kind of interested in seeing how that would work, but I'd like to do that with at least one other person, so I'm going to be looking at people to try to play that with. Um, I'm going to be getting back into Chronicles of Sav next month, hopefully. Um, 5.3 is going to be dropping, which means new storyline, which means more Final Fantasy 14 content. Um, yeah, I spent today going through my list of games for on Steam and came across Sunless Sea, which is what I'm going to be playing tonight. I haven't played it in like 5-6 years, so we'll see what's going on with that and if it's something to continue or not. Um, Star Control Origins. I wanted to try to do more of that. Um, Star it, so it the draw to the Star Control is usually the space combat. You have an amazing storyline with the games, but it's the space combat that was kind of the um, trademark of the games, and they screwed it up. The space combat, they completely screwed it up. Um, Instead of giving you the list, I'm just gonna say that the other games did it a lot better, even when it was a narrow field, meaning that it did not have 360, or it wasn't an infinite. You weren't playing on a sphere map. You're just playing on a flat map with borders. So, but that game also, anytime I'd enter into combat, it's like I would win one round and then the game would crash. Enemy wins one round, game would crash. So I can't, with the game crashing like every 10 minutes because enemies don't want to back off and say, yeah, we'll let you go through here safely. It just became unplayable with how many crashes were happening, and there's no error report, there's nothing like that. I think that it's a graphical thing with the game itself, and because I was getting a graphical error, and I updated my drivers, and it stopped giving me that error, but it started crashing in combat. So, um, no idea what's going on with that, but Star Control Origins is basically scrapped for now. Storyline was looking okay, but it honestly seemed like a complete rehash of um, Star Control 2 with just names changed, ships changed, and um, yeah, none of the original races are in it, which really bothers me. I looked up on the wiki because of I don't like getting ripped off in games, so I looked up prices on items and took a glance at the races as well, and not a single race listed is any of the original, any of the ones from 2 or even 3. Now, not including 3 is acceptable, but I'm waxing too long on this. Um, I might go back into doing a RimWorld thing. Might seem strange, but I've been watching Hannibal, and I've found that a desert colony that is has constant raids, but it's full of cannibals, actually survives very well in that game. I've had one colony that I've been playing for a few days that, yeah, it's takes forever to get new members because they all have to either be a psychopath or a cannibal, but it works rather well. But going on to things that are equally deranged, we're going to go into Sunless Sea, which, if you are not familiar with, is I want to say alternate history type game, but it's based in Lovecraftian lore, and it's dealing with, well, we'll find out. I'm going to start a new game. I reset the tutorials, so let's get started on this. Sorry for talking so long. 3 decades ago, in the region. 3 decades ago, in the reign of Victoria, London was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile below the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened up vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Undersea. Decide who you were and what you want to be. Okay. Alright. Was I a street urchin, a poet, a veteran of the campaign of '68, an ordained priest, or a natural philosopher? Yeah, we'll go with poet. Talk to the navigator, find out. Okay. Choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Oh, I can't choose Private Kingdom because that's the one I was going to. That's, okay, we'll go with writing the tales. Okay, last scrap of paperwork. This will determine what people call your captain. Captain. Oh, nice to have you here. Sorry, if I missed you right away. I've got the chat on a separate monitor, so I glance back and forth. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Oh, good. It accepts the full name. Adopt a Blemigan Gallivantier. I try to be. It's it's difficult because I like the engagement that the chat gives. I need to come up with a better system, but I don't think I could do that without a third monitor. Extend your hand and the Blemigan leaps on it. Its tendrils entwined with your fingers, and it chitters quietly. It meets your gaze and bobs its dome in greeting. Very small. Is it old enough for naval service? You're pretty sure its mustache has been drawn on in pen in an attempt to look older. um, my total time in this game is about 100 minutes from like 5 years ago. This is kind of starting over almost a blank slate, other than knowing that you kind of sail a ship around and perform quests. I hope to. I have enjoyed games like this in the past. I just was not in a. I was going to school, and it was conflicting with classes when I first played. And I knew I'd get sucked in if I stayed too long on it. Yard. Can't get anything new yet. Just started, of course. Can't get any. Right. Anything they need. Retrieve strategic information from the Iron and Misery Company funging station somewhere not far from home waters. Perhaps not. Let us... There we go. Let's explore and hopefully, probably die. Yes, we do have a full map. Oh, we're out. For now, we're disabling the tutorial. Yeah, I can, if I do have questions, I'll ask. I'm a fan of Dwarf Fortress, if you're familiar with that game. Very steep learning curve, and even after your 100th time playing the game, you're still learning new stuff. That's one way to dock. Drinks at the Cock and Magpie. Only one public house on the island, the Cock and Magpie is famed for its local cider and, of course, the food. Trees of the Neath are scraggly and wretched, scraping a living with parasynthesis, but the apples of Mutton Island are tart and powerful, perfect for cider. Cider? Cider! Stuff is stronger than it looks. Stretch out on a seat, stare through a lead window at your safely moored ship, find yourself whistling. Landlord gives you a friendly grin and goes back to wetting his cleaver. Why not explore the shore? Listen, I have a story for you. This story has a wedding full of murders and leafless forest and a vast serpent which eats souls. The tale winds on and on like a serpent, until you are lost in the dizzy toils of the sinister ships and its glamorous corpses. You're not awake. He is gone. But not, it seems, before searching your pockets for small change. Of course. We've just been robbed by a bard. Pick up a wretched mog. At the fisherman. Buy supplies from the dockside stall. Okay. Oh yes, that's how you do it. There we go. One dead crab. Now can we search the waters? I forget. Go for dissecting it. You can actually load in your own graphics on Dwarf Fortress. There are a bunch of, I mean, the Dwarf Fortress wiki has a bunch of different information on it, and it's by far the most complete wiki I've ever found. And it is definitely worth checking out. I've been playing it for, oh gosh, I want to say easily over 10 years. And it's completely free right now, though it is just a time investment. We'll make a sacrifice, because always. Always make sacrifices to the dark gods in these games. That's a bit disturbing. Right, let us go in and visit the Humane Canal, Albertine. Harbor. This looks like a docking spot. Okay. Surface gossip. Card game ends badly when one surface sailor knifes another. For all the usual reasons, the other players scrabble for all the coins that spill from their pockets. But you snatch up a scrap of paper they overlook. Curious markings. Dates, times, code names. Eyes work. Starting to think that this might be a little bit too in-depth for one of my streams. I'll either get too into the game and just forget everything else, or I will ignore things to just make it seem more entertaining. Other information for a port report. Business as usual. Gates open and shut, the locks remain free from sabotage. If anywhere besides London is safe and all the undersea, it's here. The surface nations have an interest in keeping the way open. Can't travel to the surface. Lies. Our currents. Echoes are... Okay. Burning. Is that a boy? Oh. Crack pirate frigate. Probably shouldn't have done that. There's the dock. Gator's Mourn. Overhear rumors of a pirate poet. Some say she's a clay man who freed herself with the power of verse. Possible. Others insist that she's a personal muse for the king with 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of the still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. Whatever the truth, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. Explore the Mourn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Mourn. Vertical, admittedly, but once you find the east paths and urchin roads, traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throatful of lurching terror. Well, we'll fight. I lost 3 crew. Wonderful. And I'm full of terror. Conversation's quiet. Conversation quietens as the Dreekers look around. You've been here too long, and you are attracting the wrong kind of attention. Time to move on. It mourn swarms with pirates, smugglers, and captains of uncertain allegiance. You could learn a lot here, but you'll need to go carefully. A steaming bathhouse on a spur of rock. Water slops over the edge of the tubs, but over the edge, join the Z far below. Guard captains boast drunkenly of prizes they've taken, the victims they've marked out. You listen from the shadows. Why do I get the feeling I'm going to die soon in this game? Alright, let's launch. I probably should have picked up some stuff in London while I was there. Aside from a little mushroom. That's okay. I do appreciate games where you have to fail to actually succeed. Oh yeah. It's something I'm expecting to have happen quite frequently. I think it was Tangle Deep that I was playing. The roguelike. And the more you die, the more you accumulate your characters for future plays. But you still lose almost everything that you had on you. I have 5 people watching. That's the height. I have never had 5 people here before. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, that's why I'm heading back to London. That and my supplies are low. Is that a pirate ship? And I thought I was going towards London, but I'm not. I'm gonna run out of fuel. Yep, I'm gonna run out of fuel just before I get there. That is hilarious. That is absolutely hilarious. We're out of fuel, we're out of fuel. Pay the towing fee, I can't. Few last supplies. I was unlucky. What can we do? Make a sacrifice to the storm. Doesn't help me. I lose 2 crew. Okay. I now have 4 fuel, but I have 1 crew. Well, at least the sea gods were happy with that sacrifice. Well, I think I have the largest crew possible without dying. Okay. Cops. Okay. Wow. I have need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here are my requirements. Opportunity for profit. He has very specific needs and he'll pay better than market rates. And he won't ask how you came by these things. Perhaps not. Grocer's Wharf. Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and gumption to harass the captain. According to the archaic rules of the market, you can only make 1 trade per visit. Choose wisely. Yeah, I mean, they do burn. Let's escort somebody. Puppet plays press on uninterrupted, personal collections grow, words written in foggied mirrors are hastily wiped away. The exotic exchanges pollinate dreams. Drags a thumb over a thick mustache and nods. Hey, that's good. Gaining echo's always good. You breathe against the glass of a display cabinet, and the bespectacled visitor scribbles down the words you trace into the condensation. Candlelight flashes in his dark glasses as he tucks the note into his breast pocket. Understood. Thank you. He sets a heavy purse on the cabinet and leaves without another word. Consider a specialist. Employ the Caldery air. Flattery air. Sure. Officers. Surgeon. Very fine evening to you, Captain. Very fine evening to you, Captain. My what you might call mentor is very fond of adventurous Z-captains, and he would like to make you an offer you might call a dispensation on account of he is so fond of Z-captains. Behind the blind bruiser on the dock stands a dray piled high with fuel and supplies. I don't think I've got 15 spots in my hold, no. I gain 10 fuel, 5 supplies. Fishin'. Well, my patron hopes that you find these little gifts to your liking and expects that you prepare someday you might choose to call on him at the Medusa's Head. Should that day come, We will make you very welcome and give you a safe conduct with what you may require. Good evening to you. He salutes in his... Yay! Clandestine meetings. Who wants to board my ship? Gator's Mourn. Not from here? Not. Alright. Bound for Gator's Mourn. Now we just have to find where Gator's Mourn is. Ah. I think I already visited. Yeah, I visited there. Don't think I can make it there on 4. Make it there and back. Never mind, I got 13. My mistake. Eyes on the deck. Forbid them to look. Let's look. Fortunate. One sailor claims it resembles the sun. Another, a Hindu mandala cross. Third suggests the rose window of Chartres Cathedral. This excites mockery. Nevertheless, reaction is positive. Alright. The Admiralty's office. Visit the university. Let us visit the university and see what we have here. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes, this is quite a tasty one. Let me explain it to you. He explains, teeth glinting. Favors, antiquarian. Gained 1 page. Alarming scholar. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her... Is it her? Appointment at the University Maritime Liaison was precautionary. Keep his... Is it his? Raise a shop enthusiasm from causing too many inquiries in the faculty. Injuries in the faculty. Ah yes, I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? Go for Tale of the Deep. Thrilling! Let me hear every detail. First, I must find my fountain pen. Oh, how regretful. It has a spider impaled on the nib. Excuse me. Let me... Good heavens! It's still alive. Pass me that volume of Gibbon. There. There we go. Do you have another pen? Hearing Enigma? No. Nothing else that we can do at the moment. Hire on more crew. I failed the challenge. I lost 15 echo. But I gained 1 crew. We try for 1 more. Succeeded. I'm up to 4 crew. It is a tomb colonist. Immigrant will pay to be taken to north to Venderblight. Oddly difficult to die in the fallen London. It's oddly difficult to die in fallen London, but when a Londoner is too tatty and wretched to live, they wrap themselves in bandages and take ship for the tomb colonies. A crew cart these ones on board in padded coffins. They'll sleep there until the journey is done. Alright. Let's make it to the south first. The London tab. Indeed, okay. I was already there, sorry. Make to the south and drop the guy off at Morn, and then we'll head north and see if we can drop off the mummies. This is oddly more enjoyable than the last time I played it. But it's been a long time, so my memory could be off on that. I will need to look into repairing my hull. What are you? Distant bells. Oh, probably shouldn't do full... Okay. The full power is a temporary boost. Okay. More of an escape, Green tendrils of fungus, seaweed, unnameable flora. We enter the snares. Was not aware of that. I will keep that in mind. Thank you. Another jellyfish. On the right track. Slowly on the right track, yes. Illiflor. I need a better gunner. $19 hull left. I'm sure a lot of people die to jellyfish in this game. There's no way I'm gonna outrun it. One more hit. One more hit. Perhaps you'll be remembered in a song. No more sleep. In memoriam. No longer sentient. Accept legacy. Oh. Warrant of redemption. Oh, okay, I see. I'll take the officer. Yes. Now, is it going to be the same map, or will it randomly generate a new map, or is that every game it gives a new map? Choose a past. I think this guy is definitely a street urchin. It was a street urchin. Continue. Still can't have a private kingdom. He was an urchin, he's gonna go for wealth. Go in, gather some substantial retirement fund, upgrade your lodgings to a mansion, and retire. Citizen. Okay. Sentient Dessert the Second. Okay. That is good to know. I will take advantage of that if I explore a large portion of the map. Labyrinth of the Tigers. Can't do that. London. I like these things, even though they are disturbing in their appearance. They remind me of a horrible, horrible, mature anime that I saw many years ago. Ask if there's anything in particular they need. Receive strategic information from Gators Mourn in the Corsair's Forest. Okay. Once you've proven yourself, perhaps, leave the Admiralty. Hire on more crew. We're at 8 out of 10, so we will keep it at that. Repairs. Okay, that's where I repair. Yeah, we'll take some more tomb colonists. Right, perhaps not. Lodgings. Let's see. Read the morning paper. Greater Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallblighter wasps. Sounds fun. Back to the rest of the city. Okay. Labyrinth of the Tigers I can't check. Lodgings I was just at. Passenger. Visits Wolfstack every day in Z-stained rags, begging for passage. No captain will look her in the eye. Okay. Bound for Venderblight. Hey, we're already going there. Okay, shops. Query. Where do I find the amount of money that I have? Oh, there. I'm blind. Right, let's set out. This is actually more fun with an audience. And the handy tips are very much welcomed. I appreciate it. Hunter's Keep. I think one of my previous games, I do remember just like saying F it and just sailing as far out as I possibly could. And making it maybe 4 or 5 before finally getting caught by something that just destroyed me in a couple hits. Find yourself at the house. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries. The next youngest chuckles. The eldest sighs. Do excuse the indecorum. Indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I am Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You are in good time for lunch. Will you join us? Okay. Luncheon with the sisters. Which sister should I focus on? Unpredictable. Phoebe has a story to tell, of two lovers parted by water, of a raven that carried messages, of a fragment of a moon. She beats time on the table as she speaks, as if a song only she can hear. The effect? Hypnotic. Your attention drifts out through the skylight of the dining room to the false stars glittering on the roof of the cavern. You drift like a puffball spore. The Untersee shimmers below. Islands lie like mineral specimens on black velvet. Chips bob like wood chips between the islands. Fast spinning things pulse in the deeps. There is a scent like the scent before a storm. Storm came, said Phoebe quietly. Everything changed. Somewhere in there you finished the last course. The scowling maid reluctantly serves cheese and Bath Oliver biscuits. That's all for now. I've gained one supply. I've lost hunger. I now have the attention of something. I did not catch that before I clicked. News! You ask the sulfuride maid to carry a few hints of your news to the sisters. Oddly enough, she comes back with a message that their headaches are cured, and you're invited to lunch. Lunch again. Think I will bypass the lunch, maybe. Reconnoiter. Ships rarely come here, nothing changes, even the weather. The house is at the heart of the isle, and the house and the sisters, but the Admiralty may be happy to know nothing's changed at least. The eldest, most pensive. Cynthia grasps your arm and whispers to you. Her eyes are wide and blue, her hair is wild and tangled. Bats might nest in it. It seems to you that you are sitting on a hillside, above a wide blue lake, listening to the story of a murder, an axe, a net, blood on scented water. Another chop? Cynthia asks. You've barely touched your food. Here, I'll have the maid wrap something up for you. You can't be hungry. It's not safe to be hungry. I now have terror. I have a tale of terror. I gained more supplies. Okay. Let us set out and head north. Is there any way to check that information after the fact? Well, Salt's attention, Storm's attention. I think it was Storm that... Oh, it's a pirate ship. Pirate ship. Come on, gunner, don't make me fire you. A lot of combat like this. There we go. Loot and scuttle her. Finished opening a cache of curiosities. One fuel. Okay. Let us find this place and unload both of our wonderful passengers. Ah, vendor bite. Trouble with tomb colonists. Now what? That as I look, she confesses, and I won't get ashore without your help. I'm gonna make no promise of discretion. I brought a criminal, of course. I gained 200 echo. I have sapphires. Gain more terror. Continue. What about my other passenger? Thought I had another passenger. I may not have accepted that one. I thought I did. Find agent captains to speak to the unsteaded. Okay. An assortment of decrepit Z captains gather around her, compelled by tradition, honor, or boredom. She picks her nails and closes her eyes, and at last she speaks. I want to find Lady Black. Captain that can run. The captains that can run do. The rest shuffle away as swiftly as they're able. Only one remains behind. How long were you down there? He asks. 20 minutes, she replies. The captain puts his hand on her shoulder. Seek the house of the keel in Polythreme, he says. But if you can forget her, do. It's possible. He embraces her and departs. One of the tomb colonists trying to get my attention. Oh, I didn't realize I was charging. I thought that was, how often you get to fire. So, my fault. Game mechanics are hard. The tomb colonist draws you a little way away from the flattery air. Don't tell her you met me, he says, in a hoarse rasp. Her mother cut my voice. Hoped to fix it so I wouldn't be able to look for my daughter. So I wouldn't want to. He wheezes. Didn't work. Operation's never completely effective. Need to know my daughters well, happy, finding enough patients, getting enough to eat, and so forth. In exchange for the simplest news, he explains himself. I'm her father, he says. Ordinary engineer. Not the sort of parent she would want. Okay, I found someone's father. My previous character's doctor's father. Wrong one. There we go. Explore vendor bite. Let's hit the shops first. Yard. Chips are expensive. Okay. Prices change. Got it. Good to know. Very good to know. That will make combat a lot easier. Alright, let's explore. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. Citizen, I'm a good Zeman. I'm yours if you'll have me. Will you have me? I'm hungry. I'll work hard. Seems likely enough, if a little ragged and sorrowful. Strangers are too chancy. What's life without a little risk? You won't be sorry. I'll work double watches. Ask anyone, and they'll tell you I have a good name. Yes, yes. Eventually you get him to stop talking. His enthusiasm is promising, if a little pitiable. This is the Zailor who came begging to you for a berth. He's done good work, this one. But he's keeping a little shrine to the salt and the nameless god of the horizon at the back of the hold. I got no issue with gods. Let them all look at me and destroy me. I now have more attention from salt. Visit the first curator. Sea Captains, the first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It has been here much longer than London. Like all the oldest tomb colonists. But even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. Let us listen to a whispered request. Sea Captain, Silkskin, not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors, 7 colors. Pay well. Cosmogone, Irigo, Peligan. Steward has list. Find them here and there. Across the wide black Z. Ask about the Grand Sanatorium. You don't want to know. Okay. Accept. It collapses, rustling back onto the couch. Even the effort of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the fingers of light that reach across the floor. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. The book. Yes, the book. He hands you a slim illustrated volume. The curator is old as dust, and we will all be grateful if you do this one last favor. Why not get some gossip? Righty. Anything else? There. Alright. Everything's done here. Officers. Let's set out and explore again. Yeah, I easily would have probably failed some of my classes if I had continued playing this. Back when I was in school. Thank you for that tip. Into the pot. What are you? You look to be a moving pile of rock. Oh. I probably shouldn't stick around for that thing, right? It's coming after me. It's coming after me. No, no, stay away from me. Codex. See what we have here. The Isle of Codex. Compile a port report. That is literally all that's here except for a monster hunter that I can't get. Drops. Negative. Really now? Don't think I've got the need to go under it if I can avoid it. But good to know. Thank you. The explore the town. Whether is a quiet, chilly town of grey stone and closed courtyards. That does not sound very appetizing. Alright, we'll try the troglodyte prawns. Fragments, I've lost hunger. Okay. Gather intelligence. Are you asking for any particular reason? At what time of the day? Is that your hat? Might it be 6? Could be 6. Eventually you cobble together enough implication and supposition to compose a report. Got it. Straightforward challenge. Or leave on with her. Your crew follow your example faithfully. One drinks a little too much pale withern beer and has to be fished from the harbor. They spend a relatively decorous night gambling for salt and bone, and return refreshed. Oh wow. That's nice to know. Trade for stories. Alright. Odinson Straits. More! We don't want to deal with more of you. We just want to be left alone. Don't look at me. Please don't look at me. Nope, nope, nope. You weren't supposed to turn around. Nope, 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 nope. Go away. I tend to balk when something has twice the life of the starting vessel, starting whatever, but that thing's got almost 5 times as much, so yeah. More than 5 times. Frost found, vast and chilly. White Zebat. If the bloody thing is frightening your bloody crew, you'll bloody well settle it in cash. The Sailor has grown fretful and disobedient, reluctant to go on deck even in port. There's a white Z-Bat watching me up there. Salt's messenger. Salt's got its eye on me. I'll never see home again. Oh goody, I get cursed by one of the gods. It sees your intention and spreads its wings to flee, but your shot catches it and it falls to the deck with a broken fluttering. Across the deck, like the pale corpse, your crew are utterly silent. No one catches your eye. I'm just looking for the port on this place. Guessing it's not. Oh. Oh, that's why I'm moving slow. It's Salt's curse, isn't it? We'll need supplies again soon. Found frost found. Wrong spot. Okay. Engage an officer, the tireless mechanic. Spot of rust, soon see to that. You there, help me with this spot of rust. Oh. I hate that. Fuel efficiency will be nice. Ask the squatters about the castle. We get enthusiasts here from time to time, yes. You might be able to enter the castle before the appointed time. You might even find something of value there. But you'd be despoiling sacred ground, my friend. It will take you it will take your stories from you. It will take your essence, yourself, and if you survive that, you'll likely anger the gods of the Z. Yes, they're real. As real as the corridors of Frostbound are. Stay away from my friend, stay away. Port report. Not all are Aramini or Whitehern. There's the odd researcher, the occasional deranged ice sculpture. Now, then, a very cold, very sad, rubbery man. But for the most part, an atmosphere of friendly rivalry begins. No shops. I think I have enough port reports to go back. We'll sail south and see if we can find any more ports to stop at. What is this meter? Oh, never mind. One cask of mushroom wine. That sounds absolutely revolting. A lot of mechanics in this game. Yeah, I mean, gotta make alcohol from something. I suppose mushrooms are better than, you know, rats or bats. Sorts of random living creatures that pump blood. Can technically make wine out of anything, or alcohol out of anything, as long as you have the sugars in there. My mother's chemistry teacher actually made some alcohol using a circuit board. You won't want to drink it, but what we looted. Resupplies. Was not expecting a second ship, but I will take the kill. Easier now that I know what I'm doing. Now that I think I know what I'm doing. Yeah, some alcohol is just like purely toxic. Like, you never want to drink wood alcohol. That's strictly for external use only. Your tips have made this game just that much more enjoyable for me, so again, thank you. Two supplies and 2 fuel. Wow, that fight just destroyed my fuel stores. One memory of distant shores. That was at like 9 before I started that fight. Someone is barbecuing, and it's making me hungry. Let's go for supplies this time around. I think I will continue this tomorrow. This is a really fun game. A lot more intrigue than I was up for before. Alright, welcome back to London. Alright, our Enduring Majesty's Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of the Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today they've selected you for an inspection. Do I even have suspicion? Cramp down your freshly mopped stairwells in their nasty boots. They poke and pry and prod, but they find nothing. Someone wants to sign on. And the story changes every time you play, right? I mean, you'll probably get a few various alterations in it, but the stories change based upon multiple factors, right? So it's never the same game. Visit the office. Hunter's Keep. 5 Echo. I've gained 1 favor. Thunder Bite. 10 Echo. I gained 1 favor. And fuel. Wither. Fuel and favor. Frost found. Got a lot of favor thus far. Let us speak to the... apparently I'm to show you to him anyway. Very well. Submit vital intelligence. Do not have that. Submit your port reports. Visit a port and will be interested in the port report. Visit places of particular interest and will be interested in the strategic information you gain thereby. We will pay you well, don't worry. We understand you can't be expected to act entirely for the love of the Empire. His lip curls. What's left of it. Okay, not gonna use that yet. Okay. That's it for now. Can't go to the Labyrinth of the Tigers yet. Restless nights. Perhaps not. Roser's Wharf. Let's see if we can do anything here. Escort somebody through. Oh well, nothing from that. Check my lodgings. Read the morning paper. I'm now just nervous. Back to the city. Go to the university. Oh yes, the university's maritime liaison whispers breathily. Oh yes. Memories of a distant shore. As the alarming scholar listens, I'm not going to read that one. Another one. This is too beautiful. Allow me to bring the macaw of memories. I wish each individual tone recalled. Okay. We're at 9 crew, ship and dry dock. A new recruit. Who awaits my attention? Engage an officer, the brisk campaigner. Oi you! You need a real physician, none of your surgeons. Engage an officer, the haunted doctor. Engage a sailor. Parts and iron. Wish I could see what their stats were before I engaged them. Okay, we're at full crew. Go to the dry dock. Ship repaired. Hey. Looks like we go out exploring again. Wait, no. That was too early. Cops. Yeah, thought so. Always buy fuel in London. Okay, let's explore. Burning blue. A hiss of horror from the lookout. The glim lamp at the front of the ship is sputtering and arcing, fizzing with blue light. Even as you watch, the blue fades, but it's not a good omen. Perfectly natural explanation. In the story. The darkness in the neath is more than the absence of light. It's a physical presence which distorts the shape of the world. Your light melts the darkness, restores sanity to the world. You explain something of this to your sailors. It's not the first time they've heard it, but they seem slightly less nervous. Fragment. I don't know what fragments are. Quakus Haven. Oh, we were here before, in the previous incarnation. Wander a little way along the shore from the docks. I don't want to get mugged again. Back to the fishermen. Pirates plying the waves, smugglers at their work, on 8 ships, putting in to resupply, nothing dramatic. I should have sold those, shouldn't I? I can always go back to London and see if I can sell. Back to London. Something I would desperately love to do. Like the messages from the Harbor Master. Something has changed underneath. Someone will sign on. Okay. Drops. Okay. I think before I get into the story again, I think I'm going to call it here for the night. I will definitely pick this up again tomorrow. It's very interesting and deeper than I recall it being last time I played. So, thank you guys for watching, and thanks again for the tips. Yeah, I'll be doing my normal stuff, so if you want to subscribe, please do. Don't, I'm not going to hold it against you. Be kind out there. Have a good solar cycle. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Stay safe. Love you all. Have a good night.